Hey, what's up y'all, it's Shampoo from Shibooyah here, bringing you another video. Getting hyped about Shin Godzilla coming out at the end of this month in Japan and theaters. Want to talk today about another kaiju related film, which is MATANGO, okay? And MATANGO was another Toho classic put out in 1963, and it's referred to usually as a kaiju film just because it's grouped together with Godzilla and stuff. A lot of the same, again, the same director, same staff, special effects people worked on MATANGO that worked on the Godzilla Showa series. So a lot of people kind of associate it as a kaiju film, but it's kind of also known as like a horror film. It's a pretty different film. There's no actual giant monsters in the film, but there are monsters, which we'll get to in a second here. And it's one of my favorite films. It's could possibly be, one of my top, 5 favorite films of all time, no doubt. I just fell in love the first time I saw it. I just loved everything about it. The setting, the special effects of it, the story, the characters, everything was so awesome about it. And I thought today I'd show you a small portion of my MATANGO collection. And I say a small portion because I have these 2 figures here, but back in the States at my parents' place, I probably also have another 10, 12, maybe even 14 different variants of the same figure. So I'll definitely do another video again in the future when I got them all grouped together here. But this is what I got for now. So again, people don't know, I'm a big fan of the M Ichigo figures, or a lot of people just know them as M1 or M1 Go. But M Ichigo, I love what they do, great manufacturer. They basically made an original sculpt for MATANGO, the sculpt seen here, and they have so many different variants of these figures. In total, there's probably about close to 20, I'd say, different variants of them. So I almost have all the variants. The only ones I don't have are ones that are like so incredibly rare that I've just never even seen them for sale, for like being sold anywhere, whether it's in auction sites in Japan or the States. Go to figure conventions. I just haven't even seen the variants I don't have yet. So for all intents and purposes, my MATANGO collection is pretty much done. There's a few others that I can still pick up a few other variants, but they're kind of pricey. They usually run close to like $150 for the variants that I don't have yet. And then when I bought these at the time, they weren't too expensive, maybe anywhere from $50 to $125 for the hard to find variants I paid. So these are the 2 that I have here with me now. And these 2, so this one was dated 1997, and it says Toho M Ichigo on the bottom. It's kind of hard to see, but I think that was just the year that these were, the sculpt was made, because this says 97 as well too, but the variants were actually released throughout the 2000s and stuff as well too. They haven't released any new MATANGO variants in a long time though. And this one is actually pretty special. So this one actually had autographs by one of the actors that was in MATANGO. He was known as Akira Kubo, and he was he's basically the main character in the movie. And I was able to meet him at Super Festival, which is a huge toy convention here in Japan that takes place in Tokyo. They usually run it about 3 times a year or so. And he was there, so he was doing a small talk about his experience in MATANGO as well as in other Godzilla movies that he appeared in. And he also had an autograph session. Alright, so hold up, stop the presses. So I'm making this video, right? I'm editing the video. I'm looking at the figure, I'm like, okay, so I met Akira Kubo, right? I remember that. And then I'm looking at the figure and I'm like thinking back. I met Hiroshi Koizumi as well too, another actor in MATANGO, and he also signed the figure. So when you look at the bottom of the figure, there's actually 2 signatures, one on each leg. Kind of hard to see, but I'll put a picture. And I met both of them there. Awesome meeting them there. I actually met them at Super Festival convention, and I don't know why I forgot in the video, but as I was editing it, I was like, wait, I totally met another actor from MATANGO. So I decided to put that in there. Back to the video. Akira Kubo, he signed this MATANGO figure, and he signed it directly on the bottom here, so on the feet. And there's not really too many other places you can really sign on these figures just because they're so bumpy. So if you're taking a marker to them, it's kind of not going to look that great unless you do it on the feet. So I got his signature right on the feet here. So this figure, to me, is priceless. It was signed by the main character of MATANGO, you know? Like, that's so awesome to me. So I love this figure. This is definitely my favorite one just because it is signed. So it's really important in my collection. I love this variant as well too. I have some glow-in-the-dark ones back in the States, and what else? I have some unpainted ones. So there's ones that they also put out where they're just a completely unpainted sculpt. And I think the reason why they did that is they kind of put out unpainted ones, and then you see a lot of people do like their own custom MATANGO paints, and those are pretty cool too. But I collect the unpainted ones just because I consider it part of the collection, part of the series. I might pick up an extra unpainted one sometime and maybe have, you know, Mrs. Shampoo try to paint it or do something to it. Haven't decided yet. And then here, this is for the hardcore MATANGO fans out there. So this is Byerly's, which is a orange drink in Japan, and you can find it, you know, even now in Japanese vending machines and stuff like that. But in the MATANGO movie, they are drinking this stuff on board the ship, and it actually appeared in a couple other Godzilla movies too. I'm not sure if Toho had like a relationship with Byerly's at that time for like sponsorship, because I think it was in maybe like the original Mothra film. There was like a billboard for Byerly's in the movie as well too, and it's a really, you know, good tasting orange drink. You can get the canned version in vending machines a lot here in Japan. It's a little harder to find the bottled variant, which is what they're drinking in the film. I forget where I got this one exactly, but it was at some kind of festival that me and Mr. Shampoo went to, and someone was, you know, selling these bottled Byerly's. So I was like, yo, I got to get one of these for my MATANGO collection. So I got it, drank it all. I put in a little decorative decoration in here. This is actually like a little confetti that I got at a Amuto Name concert in Japan for, you know, J-pop, big J-pop artists in Japan. That's a different story though. So I put that in here just for decoration. Put the top back on, and yeah. So this is an awesome bottle to go along, display with my MATANGO figures, because I feel like it just fits with the film so much. A lot of people, you know, in the States and across the world, even if they don't know what Byerly's is or anything, they always associate it with MATANGO just because it appears in the film when they're drinking it aboard the ship, and it shows in other Godzilla films too. And then of course today I got my MATANGO shirt, which I also bought in Japan. I actually bought this in Okinawa, but you can order them online and stuff too. I'm not sure if they're still selling them or not, but it's pretty cool. MATANGO, it's got a, you know, MATANGO kind of terrorizing a girl on the front. And it says, you know, you can see what it is. And this shirt is actually glow in the dark too. So nighttime walking around, you got a big glowing MATANGO on my chest, which is pretty dope. So that's gonna do it for MATANGO. Like I said, one of my favorite kaiju films, or just one of my favorite films ever. Alright, forget kaiju or whatever genre you want to classify it as. This is one of my favorite films ever. It's so awesome, so amazing. Definitely go check it out if you haven't seen it. Awesome, amazing Japanese film. One of my favorites. It's actually out of print now, in the States at least. They put out a DVD release of it that, now that it's out of print, if you look for it in auctions, it's actually going to run you a pretty decent amount. In Japan, they put out, you know, they put out a few different DVD releases in Japan. So in Japan, you can still kind of get the DVD, no problem. I'm waiting for a Blu-ray release. Toho was putting out Blu-rays in Japan. They put out the Godzilla series, of course. And then they started moving to like War of the Gargantuas, and they put out the Mysterians, and I was like, alright, well MATANGO is like one of the biggest classic Toho films. They gotta come out with a MATANGO Blu-ray sometime. And they just haven't come out with one yet. And I just really need a MATANGO Blu-ray, okay? So, you know, I've seen the film so many times on DVD, but I want it, you know, nice and crisp in my Blu-ray collection. So next to my other Godzilla Blu-rays. So, anyways, that's my MATANGO video. Hope you guys like it. I'm really stoked about Shin Godzilla coming out this month. Can't wait to go to the theaters, see what they have. They usually have a few different like merchandise and little collectibles and stuff for sale in the movie theaters in Japan at the release of a big movie like that. So definitely can't wait to see that. So let me know what you think. Thumbs up, comments in the video, subscribe to our channel if you'd like. Check us out on Twitch as well too. We have Light. He's my best friend. He's doing the streams on Twitch. Just about every day of the week. So check out his schedule and give us thumbs up, subscribe, all that. And thanks for watching. And we'll catch you next time. Peace.